These brothers never learn, man. They never learn. They never learn. Damn. Hey, listen. Shout out to Tyreek Hill for all his talents on the football field. But just like everybody else, it seems Tyreek Hill has fallen victim to... Wait until we get into these numbers. We're about to talk about Tyreek Hill's divorce. These brothers don't learn. And then the only good in this is the money will stay in the community, if you know what I mean. So, Tyreek Hill's dazzling speed may have earned him the nickname Cheetah, but nothing could prepare him for the staggering financial sprint of his divorce. The Miami Dolphins star is shelling out an astronomical sum to his estranged wife, Kita Vaccaro. She don't sound black to me. Kita Vaccaro. Turning the short-lived 17-month marriage into one of NFL's most expensive and bitter breakups yet. 17 months. Last video we did, we talked about how these brothers aren't even able to recognize that these women don't love you. Some of these men didn't even used to get girls before they got famous. I think that's what it is. And now that they're famous, it's like, I'm gonna go after the baddest ones. Well, she still don't see you as her type, but your money makes her plans look more like a reality. Don't let that go over your head. So, the court filings that were obtained revealed that Tyreek Hill, y'all get ready for this. Strap yourself in your seats. Tyreek Hill must provide between $20,000 to $50,000 every month to Vaccaro in what the judge described as a status quo support. I don't know what the hell a status quo support is, but whatever it is, it's coming out of his pockets and his bank account. That ain't all, because additionally, she is supposed to receive a $500,000 check earlier this summer, another $100,000 towards a new car, and a substantial $457,517 to cover her legal fees. Something gotta be wrong with this. Something has to be wrong with this. First of all, if you decide to leave me, how the hell I end up paying for the top-notch attorneys that you choose? Because they got cheap attorneys out there that you could have used, but you went for the best of the best attorney. Y'all remember when Young Blue, the singer, rapper Young Blue, when Young Blue's wife found out Young Blue was cheating, or it seemed like he was cheating, the first thing she did, she hopped on social media and she said, somebody find me the best divorce attorney in the country. She about to take his ass to the bank. You know what that boy did? He canceled all his shows. He went home to his wife, and he hasn't been heard from since. She moved his ass out his own house. You work so hard, right? You spend countless nights in the studio recording, mixing, mastering, writing, on the road, performing, and to earn this living, and then you get to a space where you're like, I come from poverty, but it ain't gonna be my story. I had this big old mansion, and you choose the woman to share it with, and she move your ass out the house into the guest house on the back of the property. You could go stay in the pool house, Ninja, until I figure out if I want you back in this house. That's his house. So she in the house with the kids, and she got a maid and all this other stuff, and you out in the backyard. Yo, but Young Blue, he got smart real quick. I apologize, I'm sorry, you know what I mean? He went home. He was like, this wasn't what you think it is. I'm canceling all my shows. He had money lined up. Lots of it. He canceled everything and went home. $457,517 for legal fees. Just to put the legal fees together to be able to get her all this with top attorneys. Damn, those attorneys made off good. I bet those the type of attorneys that have yachts and they take the yachts out on the sea with the family or with their side chicks. I bet these the type of attorneys that fly private jets. They don't fly public. I bet these the type of attorneys that dine at restaurants where it's $150 minimum per plate. These the type of attorneys that bust bottles at the table. Could you bring me the $500 bottle of Eshmesh Dion? Yeah, them kind of people she used to sue this man in his divorce. $100,000 towards a brand new car. What type of fucking car are you driving? What type of car are you entitled to that you end up with the judge saying $100,000 cash towards a brand new car? The fuck? $500,000 check up front, $100,000 towards a new car, $20,000 to $50,000 per month, depending on what's going on in her life that particular month. That's his sliding scale, and you know they're keeping it at $50,000 per month. And that's not all. That's not all. Exclusive use of their $5.5 million Miami beachfront waterfront condo also went to her, while him remains responsible for paying the mortgage, the insurance, and all the utilities, even down to the fucking internet bill. She in there watching Netflix on your dime, even down to the internet bill. Now that's wickedness. The judge could have easily said, listen, you get that property right there, Mr. Hill, pay off the property or split the money right down the middle. It's worth $5.5 million at last appraisal. He'll put $3 million to it. You, ma'am, will cover the other $2 million in the monthly expenses towards the final purchase of this condo. That man got stuck with that whole $5.5 million bill, and she got the condo for herself with exclusive use. You know what it means to have exclusive use? That means you're the only motherfucker in it. That means nobody else could be in it unless you say it's okay. He can't go there unless she say it's okay. And you know she gonna have her other man up in there. So according to Judge Spencer Motak, these payments have nothing to do with the final settlement. Oh my fuck. These payments have nothing to do with the final settlement. Kind of remind me of Shannon Sharp a little bit, even though Tyreek Hill was married to this one, but that was only for a couple of months though, and she came off with all that. Damn, they done found a quicker way to the money. Because back in the day, they used to have to be married to these ball players for like a couple of years, right? So you had these women who definitely didn't like that dude, so she would stay in that relationship with the ball player for, say, 5 years. Because it required her to be married for 5 years, and she would have to have at least one child. So she would have one, then she would have two to make it seem like, I'm already had one, I might as well go ahead and give that child a company. So, you know, and get my childbearing days out of the way anyways. I can't go wrong. I got 2 kids by a A-listed ball player who makes millions and millions of dollars. And I'm going to come off with millions of dollars. So seal that deal up and take it like that. Now, you're talking about 6 months of marriage. You're talking about 12 months, 15, 18 months of marriage. Not even 2 years, good. And they coming away with half of that man's everything. Like in Tyreek Hill's case. Tyreek Hill. Exclusive use of that $5.5 million waterfront condo, and he is stuck with all the bills. The mortgage for it, the insurance for it, the utility bills for it, even the fucking internet. Even the internet bill. According to Judge Spencer Motak, these payments have nothing to do with the final settlement of this divorce, which the judge said could run into the millions. Haven't y'all taken enough? Didn't she get enough already? Damn it, man. So, Vaccaro, 29 years old. And again, this is the reason why I said it reminds me of Shannon Sharp, because Shannon Sharp ended up paying out all that money to that young girl, or young woman, making her a millionaire before she turned 30 years old. Shannon busted his ass all those years in the NFL. That's not easy. It's not easy to wake up every day and go training. It's not easy to wake up every day lifting them heavy weights and getting on that field and running like a racehorse. It's not easy to have them wear and tears on your body over the years, but you still have to keep going with no excuses because you're on a big contract. And once you stop performing, they trade you or they bench you. It's not easy to make it to the Hall of Fame. It's not easy to win Super Bowl rings. Shannon Sharpe did all of the above. And then he gave away to this little white chick more money in one lawsuit than he made in his whole fucking NFL career. That's crazy. That's crazy. Brothers got to start moving better than this. You have to start moving better than this. You know, I said Shannon Sharpe at his age should have been settled down, should have been had him a woman, should have been kept it in a box, kept it at home. But look at Tyreek Hill. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to lock it in from early so he not out here wilding. And, you know, I play games, but I got a home to go to. I got wife, I got family, I got my children, I got a responsibility. And he still got fucked royally. Royally. Now, his ex-wife, Vaccaro, that's her last name, she's 29 years old. She ain't even hit 30 yet. And guess what? She is the one that filed for the divorce, and she filed for this divorce on April 7th, just one day after the police responded to a report of an assault that was in progress on their 35th floor apartment. Yep, no, we're moving on up to the east side. Well, we finally got a piece of the pie. You know, that big old fancy penthouse in the sky? Yeah, they had one of those worth millions of dollars. Police got called. He's royally fucked. When the police gets called, I'm sure she was like, yes, my time to exit. Ben wanted to leave your ass, just didn't want to leave empty-handed. So now that I have this assault in progress, you beating me, ninja, you gonna pay. Well, you know, everybody is gonna side with her on this. Nobody is gonna say she provoked you. You could have just walked away. There's no reason for you to be putting hands on a woman. You shouldn't be over there beating on her. You have all the resources in the world to fly away, run away, walk away, swim away, jump away, leave. And you didn't. Instead, you chose to stay and beat. You're going to pay dearly. Maybe that's the reason why she's coming away with all your shit. All they got to do nowadays is stay with you for long enough and provoke the shit out of you until you respond in a violent way. Call the police because she didn't want to be with you in the first place. 17, 18 months into the marriage, you paying up with half of everything you own. Her mother, Alicia, accused Tyreek Hill of being super aggressive and very impulsive and super aggressive. And she said that he took a laptop and he threw it. Although the police determined that no crime was committed, Tyreek Hill could buy 1,000 laptops in the blink of an eye. 100,000 laptops, if you will. But I guess that's all they needed, right? And of course, they're going to make it seem like he was over there beating on her. You got to understand that this woman wanted to leave your ass a long time ago. So all she wanted, she knew you wasn't going to hit her. She waited for you to do something like throw a laptop against the wall. According to law enforcement, that is threatening behavior. That is violent behavior. You know what I mean? Even though you're like, it's my laptop, I bought it, and I could buy 100 more. They're like, yeah, but where did you throw it? He threw it at her head, officer, or he threw it over there while she was standing over there. You could see how that could be deemed as threatening, abusive. Never got touched. The police determined no crime was committed. She wasn't touched. The divorce case has ballooned to more than 130 court filings with disputes over everything. Cars, cards, custody. Everything is up in the air for fights. over 130 court filings. This is a man who is now fighting to keep some of what he has worked so hard for. And this is a woman who is out to get as much as she can get going out the door. Kita Vaccaro. She originally sought to continue driving Tyreek Hill's Bentley Bentayga SUV. She wanted that for herself, and she took it to court like, I want the Bentley that he's driving, and I want it for me. That Bentley, the Bentayga Bentley that Tyreek owns, they did an appraisal on it. $200,000 for that car alone. But the judge ordered that Tyreek Hill should instead provide her with $100,000 for another vehicle. Not a $40,000 family van where she could take the kids around. Not a $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. Not even $100,000 vehicle. One of the biggest disputes that centered on Tyreek Hill's canceling her debit card after she used it to pay off student loans and then transferred the money to her mother. Wow. Let me say that again. One of the biggest disputes that was centered on Tyreek Hill canceling Vaccaro's debit card after she used it to pay off some student loans and allegedly transfer money from it to her mother. So, you know, mama is in on this too. They probably sitting at the table talking about how they about to get this ninja. Yeah, mama, I'm gonna transfer you some money through the debit card, blah, blah, blah. I need you to hold on to this for me, stash it in an account. The wife testified that she was provided between $20,000 to $50,000 per month in spending money through her husband's debit card. He would give her his debit card and he would say to her, that's your limit for the month, $20,000 to $50,000. So right now she's seeking $50,000 in what's called status quo spending. I kid you not, I'm reading it right here. This is what Judge Motak wrote. She's seeking $50,000 per month just for the status quo spending. So if you were married to this woman for less than 2 years and you used to give her $10,000 a month for spending money, she decides to divorce you in less than 2 years because you threw a laptop. Not at her, you threw it. She wanted to go anyways. She took her opportunity, she exits. She tells the judge, I need to still be able to maintain my lifestyle. $10,000 a month was my spending. You're going to have to come off that $10,000 a month in what's called a status quo spending. The testimony also revealed that in early July of 2025, husband gave wife a check for $500,000 to do with it what she pleases. Pay personal expenses or her legal fees is what the order said. Tyreek Hill insisted that he restricted her card after those questionable expenses. He gave her a card, he gave her some money on the card, he gave her a limit, she started spending like crazy, he restricted her spending. This is probably what triggered her. See, there's a lot of these women, right? They believe that if you making $1 million a year, you should be spending 900,000 of it on them. Yeah. And since he's restricting her spending, she no longer wants to be there. But some of these guys, they lead with their wallet. They pick this female up at the beginning of the relationship. They start paying for everything. They lavish her with gifts. $50,000, go buy yourself whatever you want. Fly her here, fly her there, private jet. She's thinking this is going to be the life she's going to live forever. So the minute you settle down and say, hey, I got to go to work, you know, let's start a family, she'll gladly start a family. The dynamics have changed, but she don't want the dynamics to change. Get you a babysitter, get you some maids in this mansion so I could take off to Curacao, Turks and Caicos with the girls on a private boat somewhere out in the ocean, flicking it up for Instagram on your dime. Judge Multock also slashed Vaquero's attorney fees, noting that her lawyers were charging well above what was reasonable. So even at $457,000 that the judge ordered Tyreek Hill to pay for her lawyers, even the judge realized and said, nah, that's way above what you should be charging as attorneys in this. She actually requested $1.1 million in court to pay for her legal fees alone. The judge says, nah, I'm going to give you $457,517. Tyreek Hill will have to pay that fee. The couple share a 8-month-old daughter named Capri. Damn. Hill has been ordered to maintain health insurance for both Vaquero and Capri, as well as cover all her other expenses. Fuck. At some point, you become no longer responsible for this woman. You know, she decides you're no longer her husband. She wants a divorce. Why the hell am I still paying her health insurance? The judge even ordered Tyreek Hill to continue to cover the health insurance for not just his child that he has with her. That baby is not even 1 year old yet, and she out the marriage already with half of everything. So despite these mounting costs, Tyreek Hill scored a minor win when the courts denied Vaquero's demands for renewed access to his bank accounts. She's not playing. She took him back to court and she asked the judge for renewed access to his fucking bank accounts. I need to get back in his bank accounts because I need to keep on spending the way I've been spending. The judge said no. He's no longer your husband. You want a divorce. You have no access to his bank account anymore. I will order him to pay for things, but I won't give you access to his bank account. That means she would have access to his continued earnings after they have been separated. So this divorce is not first controversy to shadow Tyreek Hill, as relationship turmoils has followed him for years. The boy ain't got no luck when it comes to relationships. He should just leave it alone and focus on being great, because he is great on the football field. He once filed for divorce from Vaquero just 2 months after their November 2023 wedding, later blaming his lawyers for filing without his permission. That's a lie. He lied to himself then. He should have stuck to it then. He first filed for divorce 2 months into this marriage, and then he let it go. And now she files for divorce months more into the marriage. Tyreek Hill off-field troubles stretch back to college days, where he was kicked off of Oklahoma State's team in 2014 after receiving probation for choking a pregnant ex-fiancée. I think Tyreek Hill has a bunch of kids by a bunch of different women, right? In 2019, he faced child abuse allegations with the Kansas City Chiefs, but prosecutors cited insufficient evidence because Shorty was actually trying to hem him up in the court system, take away everything he has. They just don't learn. They just don't learn. More recently though, influencer Sophie Hall, she filed a lawsuit claiming that Tyreek Hill actually broke her leg during a backyard scrimmage game, and he is also battling multiple paternity disputes of women saying, you got me pregnant, this is your baby, and Tyreek is over there in court saying, show me the DNA because I don't think that baby is mine. This boy just out here slinging dick everywhere, just breeding up all these females like a big dummy. And look how much one of them got from him. By the time his NFL career is over, he's gonna be broke, and that's if he gets to stay healthy and fit and play a full career of about 10 to 14 years like Shannon Sharpe did. If he doesn't get to play that long, or if, say, God forbid, injury takes him out, or a team drops him, free agent, and nobody picks him up, and that's the end of his career, he's gonna find himself in a world of shit, because the courts won't stop coming for that money, and he's gonna have to find a way to pay it. The news of Tyreek Hill's expensive divorce settlement comes over 2 weeks after his estranged wife shared that their 8-year-old daughter Capri was actually taken to the emergency room after an alarming health scare. The influencer described the ordeal on Instagram, calling it both scary and stressful. You a big old NFL player. I said the same thing for other NFL players. Why didn't you go get you an accomplished woman, a nurse, who is seasoned in her field? Why didn't you go even get you somebody, if you want somebody who's younger, somebody who is still in college, probably picking up a doctorate or something like that? Why didn't you go get you a businesswoman who actually owns brick and mortar? Why didn't you go get you some? You went and got an Instagram chick. An Instagram chick. And now you paying out the ass. Their daughter started feeling warm, according to the mom, super sleepy, and just was not herself. I called Dr. Jared Friedman, and within minutes, he had her straight into the ER with an incredible team waiting for us, she said. Vaccaro explained that the doctors quickly performed tests to find the cause, blood work, viral patterns, cultures. She said that, noting that the medical team managed everything swiftly and gently. She ended her update with reassuring news of concerned followers, informing them that Capri is now going to be okay. Many of Vaccaro's followers took turns wishing her daughter a speedy recovery in the post comment section. Honestly, I think she was just playing on people's emotions. I mean, you can't say nothing about a child being sick, right? But was it really that serious of a medical emergency? Wow, man. You know what? We're going to leave this one right here. Another brother down, man. Another brother down. They don't learn. They just don't learn. So she'll be skating off in the wind with all that money. And remember, she already got a $5.5 million condo, beachfront condo. She already got $20,000 to $50,000 per month on a sliding scale. She already got $100,000 cash for a new vehicle. She already got all kinds of other stuff off of him. And that's not the final for their divorce yet. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv. I'm out. Peace.